Dante, Giddy, how are you, everyone? Let me mute this. No koyene. Okay. I felt kind of guilty not making a video. So I said I'm going to come on live just for a little bit, just to see who will pop in. And I do want to say good morning. Many blessings to you all. I hope those who were feeling sick, I also mentioned you in our prayers. And I hope everybody gets well. Being sick, I hardly ever get sick. And I think most of the day I slept. And over the weekend, Sunday, that's when it was coming down. I was feeling it again. So I believe that, it is when many people get sick, this is how it is. So let's get started. Hello, danse, bonjour, gata, aho. Hello, greetings. I am Elder Medicine Bear Club. I am here. I missed you all, so I said I was going to come on no matter if I'm sick or not. This won't be a long live, but just to give you some information and stuff. And yes, I'm still sick. And I said I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to go live and see if anybody wants to join me on the panel here. If you would like to join, I can put in let's copy and then paste. There we go. I really do miss my computer. I really do. My laptop had everything all set. If I want to do different backgrounds, and I didn't have to try to download this and find the right music. They're all 1, 2, 3 all labeled. But this one I'm pleased. I only use it for Zoom meetings and go live here and there. Oh, the cameraman went live. Oh, I hate interrupting people. Don't say, Robin. Many blessings, sweetheart. I am getting better. I've been sleeping more. My husband called the doctor and told him that he has a cough. And if he can use I told him, don't do that. I'll be fine. I know how to make cough syrup and stuff. He goes, yeah, but you gave it to the children. You gave one bottle to our oldest daughter. You gave one to our granddaughter that came. And then you gave another 8-ounce bottle to mail it to our son. And I mail it to the fire department in LA. This I want to come on and talk to everybody about. So, and if anybody wants to come on and talk or ask questions, you may. There's a link for you to come on. I'm letting. There you go. And I'm still getting emails about. Can you tell me what you see in my picture, please? I'm confused. I don't know what this is. I have got many of those. I got like a short video and an email. And then they asked me, what do I think about the star people? Excuse me. Star people have been here just as long as Satangas and the Wingalo and dinosaurs. the village, the small little village people, also the fairies. Now, the fairies and hummingbirds, they all stick together. So there is also the giants. Everybody has their opinions. I'm not mocking them, believe me. I don't like mocking people, but I do call some people out because they're like trying to give other people the wrong information, and I really shouldn't do that because that's their opinion. And I do apologize to those that I did said my piece. But just like every other human, we want to say no, I believe it's this way or I believe it's that way. But as we to say and we understand that I have a few councilmen are watching, but they're not in the chat room. They're just watching, which is fine. I have to let them know because they're in a Zoom meeting. I'm not. I got off actually. I have my cousin. She just flew in this morning. Um, she is my blood cousin, and she is from Black Black Blackfoot Res, and she lives there. Um, she came to bring me some of Mama Rain Feather's stuff. I wanted her dresses so that way I can give some to my daughters. That's either my daughters that I sponsored, or my daughters that I gave birth to, or my daughters that I raised. Now, we all know that I have 3, but I also raised 12. So I'm very proud of who I am and never took money from the people that left their children with me. They believed, and I'm not marking them down. They know I say this to them. If you feel you cannot take care of your child and you feel that it is difficult, give me your child. I'll raise that baby for you. And that's what I did with all my children. I also let them know that they're the biological parents and not to bring no hate to their heart for them, but to love them for who they are. And to remember that they are human. Everybody makes mistakes and everybody hurts in their different ways. So let's I do want to talk about star people. I do want to talk about what is going on with the fire. My son is a forest firefighter, if I can say it right. And he has been there. They drove from Arizona, him and his crew from Arizona to LA, and they put out the real big one. There are some hot spots, but there's been a couple firemen that got burnt or too much exhaling the smoke. My son, I didn't get to see his face. We talked on the phone for about 40 minutes, and I told him he says he's got a cough, and he told me, don't, don't film me, Mama, please. Usually when my kids are sick, I know, and then I'm like filming them. This is what you need. This is what you got to take. So I did it, and he asked for some cough medicine, and I said, okay, it makes you sleepy. I know that it would help me at least get 30 minutes of sleep, and I can come back out. They said that they had been up day and night trying to get the fire out. He said a lot of homes up in the hills and private cabins. There was a few animals that were burnt, and him and a couple of the crew dig holes. And I asked him, "Did you dig it deep enough? Because I don't want, if once everything grows back, I don't want other animals smelling and digging it out." He says, "No, Mom, we did." He said there was like over 10 different animals. And he said there weren't the large ones, there were small ones. I'm not going to say the name of them because I was told not to. But it is important that we also understand that Mother Nature will take care of them. He said, my son is so much like me. He carries tobacco in his pocket. His chief says, "What the heck are you?" Well, not in that like tone, but in a. And he says, ever since I was a boy, Mama said, carry tobacco, put down because of this fire had gone. So you got to put back to give her energy more. And he's like, never heard of that. He goes, well, if you knew your history of your culture, then you understand. He goes, I don't care about it. And so that conversation stopped. So therefore, he said, there is plenty trees that will grow back. And I believe this. Um, yes, it is burnt a little, but that's layers. Just like us, we have layers in our skin. People don't understand that we have layers, but we do. We're we're all humans are different from animals, but we still have layers. It's like snakes. They shed how many times? Just like us, when we have dry skin, it kind of looks like dandruff. People say. Um, Same thing with our scalp. Certain weathers or certain seasons when weather's changing, our scalp gets dry, and all these are normal. Now people go, "Oh my God, are you invested?" No, my son says, "Mama, I keep my hair in a braid, and I tuck it in." But he's the one that gets like right in here. He says, "I'm just like you, Mama." And I get this dry spots here, right here. And it's when the weather changes. So we all have different skin. How would I say it? No nagashitoyen tayo po. Skin complexion. So, and also he says that he feels really bad for those people that lost their homes. And the one area that he was at, he says that there's at the top of the mountain, you can see they were just barely dragging the road, and they have the structure of the home up. But the bottom of it was already done, but they're ready to do the second, and that got totally burned. So hopefully, they have insurance, and also BFA will step in and help those who lost their homes. My daughter is one of them that lost her homes. And this is my adopted daughter. Her husband is a judge over there in LA. And we picked her up once it happened. We went up and opened up our, I say warehouse, husband says barn. And he went up yesterday to make sure there was still enough hay up there. And you can tell there was some animals there. And plenty of them went in. Now it's all concrete, except for the roofing. But it's also important for me to have something for all animals. And he went and put out more water. And then after that, he said there was still food. Nothing, I mean, they have eaten. They've come in, rest, and they also must have just traveled up more. So I'm glad. Gate Master, done say, thank you. I think myself and two grandbabies are the ones that are sick. Oh, goodness. But my husband and my grandson, they all went up there and fixed the area a little more and made sure the doors are planted down so it doesn't, if it gets windy, it won't slam and open. And that way the animals don't feel like they're trapped in because I don't want them to feel that trapped in. So they put the bars right in like a pick to keep the doors open. The animals that was there, there's like a part of the tree. So there's some where trees can get, the birds can get out and fly back in. There were some on the trees, and he said that he's seen a couple snakes, so which is normal. I told him, I said, "Did you?" Because he took the satellite phone, and he says things look good up here, and nothing's burnt. So, and he says, "Well, I drove up, and there's no sighting of any burning or anything," and I was very pleased about that. So then, because I was really concerned of all creatures. I mean, everything that lives on Mother Earth up there, I pray for. I pray for them first before myself and my family. I feel that it's important because they live with us, and no one really cares but to kill them for food. Okay, yes, but we don't kill all the time for them. You know what I'm saying? Returned from my walk through the woods today. Many things and maybe. Yes, and I have been saying this. Um, Many different animals are coming across from a different state, and that's okay because this is a time that it's like a rotation. And we have to understand that many things will come out. Many creatures will come and go through garbages. So people might think it's a bear. You don't know it's a bear or it's a tanga, but yes. Um, Either they're going through it because they're hungry and bringing food to their clan, and that's pretty much. Now, those who don't understand what clans are, it's the Bigfoot family, Sasquatch family. They all share. Remember what I said a couple months back that they will kill one deer and they will share it with Minawaka. Um, they go through the rubbish because they will eat the banana peel. They will eat leftover apples. They don't like greasy food, but when they do a kill of a deer, like I said, they'll take what they need and sometimes leave the rest for others to come and get it. If there's many clans, like okay, in Sonora over here by Yosemite Falls State Park, there are I believe, two different clans there. And when I go there, I leave food on one side, and when I go 30 miles on the opposite side, there are also there's a stump there. It's like a stump, and the log goes together. So yes, I leave their food there too. I don't know that clan as well as I want to, but I do my best to communicate with them. I will say this, yes, my clan does come to my home. Um, they, my husband and my family says this, even the tribals, they say because of you, you do so much. You interact with them. I do, and I rather keep that communication with them in my heart and not give up so much because everyone has their own plans. If you get out there and speak with them, they hear you. I was looking at the top of the tree when I see a glimmer up above in the tree as it was disappearing. It disappeared and had a feeling of being watched, but not by my regular one. This was a difference. Yes. Also, don't forget, you got to tell them you cannot follow me home and bring no harm. Because it's the only ones that can really follow you is the one that you continue going in their area, and it's usually like the dominant one. I'm sorry, I you gotta speak. You can talk to them as you're walking if you're alone. You can talk in your mind and they will. It's always good to say prayers before you enter and out. What I used to do, and which I cannot any longer, I used to, when I would kneel, one knee down, and I would put down tobacco and do the prayer, I will kind of like make a little hole, and I put some tobacco down and I cover it, and I ask Mother, forgive me for coming trespassing, but I come to see you, to feel you, to see the beautiful sight of you with all creatures that come upon. Forgive me for entering without permission. And I say more, a deeper other prayers. And then, and I know there someone is always watching. That is true. Because I could feel someone on the right of me. Maybe I didn't look, maybe it's ways, maybe it's close, but I can sense it and I can feel it. When you know you're being watched, your hair stick up or your instincts like gets really uh, nervous or shaky. And then you're like turning around to see, but never go like this fast. Never do that. Always take your time looking. And then if you're singing, that's fine. Because you don't know if someone's going to mimic. And then you'll hear, but in a deep, and then you'll know more. I noticed that someone has cut down a few trees where they shouldn't be. I say they were upset. And I bet they were upset about it. This is a thing. People don't care how others live. They say they need firewood. Well, cut the trees in your backyard. But they won't do that. Okay, you can go to an area. My husband tells me I get mad or I get upset. It's something that it's uncontrollable. Very true, I do. But I also, if you're going to cut down, and this is what lumbers do, so I can't get upset. I try not to get upset. I can't say I live in a, my house is concrete, so it's not wood. But, you know, our homes are made out of wood, and I'm like, I understand we have to make a home for families. Is it that easy to build a home that is to destroy an area? Yes, it is. I sometimes don't understand why. Maybe I'm too old fashioned. When we talk with the councils, why do we need so much wood? Well, we need to bring down the old to bring new. True, but sometimes it's difficult. I sat down and played my flute, and oh, that is awesome. You know, music is very touching for all creatures, even the bad ones. It brings out this. It brings a lot of joy in their heart. I believe if your tree is dead, and I'm like, okay, I know you're not completely dead. You still got enough energy, but can we bring that energy to this new one that we are trying to plant? That's what I tell my plants out here. I feel that it's important that we speak to our trees and speak to our plants because they have so much energy in them. Sometimes many others don't understand why it's important. They like music. It could be whatever music you like, and the plants in your homes or the plants outside are used to hearing say rock. Okay, well then that's what the plant is used to, rock. If you play classic, then it likes a classic. So, it depends. It could depend on your mood or whatever. But again, it's good. All right, so I gave you the top up of my son and my poor daughter in her home. She had a 5-bedroom home. They built their dream home. And my grandbaby was telling me, no school, no makoyini, no more of her bedroom. Um, my daughter was telling me because when we picked him up, she was crying and crying and crying because her favorite stuffed animals. I said, they can be replaced. Do not worry. Those can be replaced. She said, no, they can't because they're, they were there with me when I was born. I said, that is true. Dance, face of ace. How are you, my friend? Do the Satangas know when a natural disaster is coming? Yes, they do. And they do tell all creatures there, we need to move up. I told my son to take his guitar next time. That'll be beautiful, and I'm sure they will like it. I'm getting better. I've been under the weather for a couple days, actually over the weekend, but I still got up to do things, get a Zoom meeting, and make food so everybody can eat. But yes, it's been a little difficult. So Okay. So I'm getting better. I mean, it was a little hard for me at first, but yes. My husband is such a good man. He says you got a good heart. If someone is angry, you say, smile. You don't need, is something wrong? Is there something I can do? Because when we were going to the store and he goes, come on, I want you to get out of the house. I said, no, I don't want to. Come on, you can sit in the car. And I said, okay. And I seen this man standing there. And yes, he had a sign. And he said he was a veteran. I had a bottle of water. I didn't open it yet. And I had a pear. And I gave it to him. And the man said, as my husband's coming out and he sees me handing it to him, because I called him, sir, come here, please. And he says, you don't have dollar bills? You got some change? I said, yes, I have a few dollar bills and some change. What do you need it for? Do you want a hot meal? I'll have my husband go get you a chicken in there. No, I want a beer. Oh, no, I'm not going to buy that. I'm sorry. If it's food, yes, not a beer. My husband says, what kind of beer do you want? I'll go get it. But you can't drink it here. You have to go somewhere else. Because if they seen you drink it here, they might call the cops on you. And he goes, oh, I have it in my mind. Malt liquors or something. He goes, they still have that beer here? He goes, I don't know. So my husband comes out with a 40, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Why did you give him that big old beer? He says, because it'll keep him warm. So he went, we have a canal that goes past our farm and then goes up north. And they're breaking down these two homes over here. And that's where he went. And he has a box door and used a tarp to cover the other side to make it like he made on himself a little home there. And we followed him. I told my husband, go back in there and go buy chicken and tortillas or bread. All right, he got it, resisted chicken, and he got him some bread. He got him some chips, and they got him a jug of water. And after that, when we followed him, and that where he was, and my husband brought out, because we always carry two little blankets, fleet blankets like these. We gave him, but they're real thick. We gave him two, and my little pillow. When your pillows go flat, I fold them and sew them together. That's what I use in the car from my back. And he gave it to him. And the gentleman's name was Jim. He said that he lost his family. And I told him, I'm sorry. And he says, why did you follow me? My wife said that there was something about you that we needed to do this for you. And he said, well, thank you. And I did put about $10 in the envelope, and I handed it to him. And I said, I'm blessing you with this, so please take care of yourself. My husband went over this morning to see if he was still there, and he saw him, and he said that he was coughing a lot. It's been really cold at night. So my husband took him this lantern that you put batteries in, and then there's the other half is a heater. So we took it. Well, my husband took it to him and said, "Here, um, to help you. But it only goes on and it'll shut off for a while. He goes, no, no, it's okay. My husband took him another part to put over on top. And he goes, if you do light a fire, you light it right here by this concrete because there is a little hole where air can come in and out. And then my husband told you've got to leave something open so it can go out and not, you know, get all smoky in the little room you made for yourself. So, and he was pleased about that. Now, the next thing, my daughter came to me and said, what am I going to do now my home is gone? I said, get hold of your insurance and see what they can do. Or have your husband. He's a judge. He should know what to do. And, okay. And she got on the phone with him and was asking what we're going to do about, he goes, I'm trying to handle that now. Um, the government is getting involved. So, and my son-in-law is 14 years older than my daughter, and that's okay. They've been together for many years. They have children. She's accept his age, and she's, Mama, you said it's just a number. Correct, it is, and it also depends on their um, values in life and how they were brought up. So he's a good man. Um, he has told me many stories, and I'm like, oh goodness. He did tell me he had a couple natives come in and he had to put them away. And I'm like, wow, did you give them a chance to get all of their console already? No, they said they don't have, because he said he did mention that. And I'm like, okay. Things in life are come and go. When people don't understand the culture, it's difficult. Now, I wish everyone to have, a good life. I want everyone to be able to understand themselves and their family. Family is important. Some people would say it's not that important enough. Well, then turn your heart, open your heart and mind, so that way you're able to refresh your heart and your mind because it comes together and you need to understand everything. It has a lot of hardship. What was yesterday, get over it. Today's a new day. So we have to learn to forgive, even if they've hurt us or mislead us. We have to hear what our heart says with our Father, the Creator. We want to be a better person. Don't say, Griff. Okay. Another thing I wanted to bring up too is, and I tell the council members, why do you look at the small things? Many people cannot say a ho right. A ho, a ho. Don't say, don't say. People say it in a different way. That's because their English is different. So, or the pronouncing the word, and it's okay, Don't say Randy and Candy. Oh, my mind just went. And it's important. It's very important that as you're growing up, you're learning to say hi, hello, what's up. Now, when my grandkids say, "What's up, Muswa? What's up, Grandma?" I look at them, I say, "Peace." They laugh. So, it's the dialogue they're going today, but they also need to learn where they come from. So, I bet many people have a hard time saying certain words. Either it's in your culture, or I'll say Spanish, uh, German, native tongue, Asia, England. But we all we all understand what it means when we speak of hello, greetings, danse, aho, yatahe, or bonjour. You know, it's the same thing we all speak of. So, Marcy, hello, sweetheart. How are you? There is still a small fire going on, and they're trying to control that one. I believe my son said that they're gonna rest enough to head back out, rest, and then drive back to Arizona. Trying to drink this coffee, it is not going down well. I drank so much tea and water and lemon. I told my husband, just give me some ice and some water. He goes, "Are you crazy? It's cold." I want ice and water. It smooths my throat, and plus I'm doing better. It's better in my rear end. Excuse me. Marcy says, I forgot I'm on StreamYard. I'm doing very good. Saying prayers for California, especially your daughter. Well, thank you so much. Uh, she's I told her she's welcome to stay here, her and the kids, until they can find a place to stay. Um, it's very it's very sad to see your child with tears in their eyes, even they're grown-ups. Um, when I saw my daughter talking to her older sister, and she said, I, I was eardropping. Yes, I was. I was being nosy, but they're my daughters. I was sitting down on the steps with my grandbaby, and I was listening to them both talk, and could hear my daughter crying because her home that she's had for 10 years, she got her dream home, and this is what happened. And her sister told her, well, maybe it was time for you. It's a sign saying you need something more. My other daughter, I cannot believe her. She is so much like her daddy. Something's She's, how can you be so cruel when I'm hurting, I'm consulting with you. And my daughter says, it's okay. As mama says, there's still life. Oh my goodness. I keep my children to speak forward and calmly in the proper way. But when these two, they've always bashed their heads. They're both Sagittarius, and One's on the 10th and one's on the 15th. And she's like, we had money in the safe and everything. Well, I'm sure the safe is still there. So, all right, let's get to the star people now. I'm sure everybody wants to hear that more than family, my family business. Ooh, okay, star people. How many of you believe are star watchers here on Earth? Or do you think the star people above are still bringing down star watchers? Star watchers means they stay on Earth. They stay on Earth. And sometimes they switch. And to learn, I believe that they're still wanting to learn and understand the government. I also believe they stay on Earth to understand our creatures. I do know, and I do say this, and I know different channels say, oh, the star people turn into Bigfoots. Not that I know of over my 63 years. No. From the stories I got from my own grandmother and other elders have told me. Then they speak with either the fairies, the little village people, or the hummingbirds, or the sampangas. They have spoken to. Oh my goodness! Just 1 second, please. Tennessee. Jim and Matt. Hello, hello. That's my daughter. The insurance lady is giving them a hard time and then wanted to know they have proof. I said, go to your computer, go to a computer anywhere and log on and make a copy. And you can make a copy of your whole contract. They were trying to tell her that they couldn't find her. Well, she said, it's not in my name, it's in my husband's name. She gets so upset. You had a very good, interesting live there, Mr. Tennessee. Did you get a visit last night? Like I said? Oh, of course, thank you. As I say, hi, hi. Well, everyone, okay, let's get back to the star people. I do believe star people are here and wanting to learn more, just like as we want to learn more about them. Yes, I do believe that they are taking things more, and I cannot say. Oh, she's calling me back. Excuse me, hold on, please. I do apologize. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. That was her husband. Um, he's got the paperwork and he's going to help her out. And it's just been a little. He says it's been a nerve wracking for them, and I said we understand. And he said, "Mama," he goes, "Can you you got connections?" I said, "You're a judge. You got connections too." But yeah. Oh, Harold, Dunsey. Thank you. You know, I don't get sick very often, and this is what I think the second time I've gotten sick. But a lot of it has to do too with the smoke that's in there, what's going on around us. So let me go back up here. Matt was called to listen for, and since told him to be prepared for a call. That is when he heard a call, and of course, he forgot that you said. It's okay. Um, you do have village people around you. Remember, I told you that before. And they will come and give more knowledge for him to understand, because him too is still learning, so he's got a lot on his plate. Just as long as you got all three of you don't get confused up here from what others bring at you. How's coyotes out there? In your area, I think if you go up more where you guys give, if you go higher up, about another 50 yards. And if you dig in that little area, but don't dig too far, you'll find some crystals. Now, well, you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with fried bread. You can use it as a sandwich. You can use it as a taco. You can use it at a burrito. You could put peanut butter and jelly on it, or you can put some sugar and cinnamon, or you can lightly brown sugar and cinnamon, or you can also make it like a cup to eat with your ice cream with either hot fudge on top or caramel. You'd be surprised what I do with the fried bread. My grandbabies are like, wow, nisna nene ohai. They know how to say certain words to me. So yes, thank you. I'm sure he's still very overwhelmed, and what he gets a lot of calling on and to understand certain things. Yes. Christy saw something or someone pass by our rear window today. She said it looked like a black and big. I will say it's that female that comes around, like I told you. Hey, I'm getting my voice back. Oh, yes. Um, I've always felt that you got, both of you, Christy and Harold, always have this figure that is around you. And when I finally concentrate, it's the female. I think we talked about this on a couple of your videos back. It's a female. When you look out the window, you will see her from the distance. I know when you guys go outside and you're outside smoking a cigarette, she'll be to the left. And she does watch. And she does come back and forth. So she comes and goes. She leaves a smell for you guys too. It's not a very hard smell, but It's a smell. We had a reading the other day and found out in the past war in Oklahoma that it took the kid that started the war, and the it caused that the split between man and Bigfoot. The it is very dangerous, and us indigenous natives always have tried to help the people, humans. Um, Not to say the name so much because it's what attract, and when you're going to attract it, it will find a home in your area and it will stay there, and then it'll hunt whatever creatures around. And this is why the Satangas do not like it. That is a fact. If anybody wants to come on and challenge me, other scientific people, scientists, come on, because I'm going to call out on many ugly things that you've done. You know, the scientists, when they do. I've had one already call me, and I already had, it was a podcast about it. And I said, you enjoy calling out the evil, and that is your passion. Some people have passion for the negativity, and you need to be careful because that negativity can stay cleansed to you, your child, your car, your home. The next thing you know, your home is unsettled and there's bickering going on with each human being. So I say be careful. And I don't I'm I don't care how much you believe in God. Believe me, I do. I don't know how to say it in a nicer way. So I'm just saying as it comes. If you're going to pray to God right now, who are our creators, be on my side, protect my heart, protect my family, because the it is coming. Yes, that's fine. But I'm just saying, when you keep using the S word and the ER at the end, that means you're welcoming them. Come into my heart. Come on, come into my heart. Come into my area. I told this person on the podcast that I had, it's wrong to call them like that. If you feel that you can handle the attacks, then be careful, because yes, they can take something from you that's precious. So the trees are very grateful and give the people a good energy. But when you cry out to a tree and touching it, and it's going to give you visions, this can happen. Come to your senses, come back to the ground, come back to Mother Earth. You need to understand that all trees speak, and yes, they can move, but others don't understand that. Humans, people. So, and I pray that, everyone does. I always say, I'll get back to you, Harold. I always say this, it is important that your home is protected. Yes, sea salt, put it around your whole home. You live in an apartment, same thing. Doorway, as far as your porch can go, put a little rock salt with some cayenne pepper. And if it's in the home, you can put the cayenne pepper and rock salt in a little bit of water, shake it up or grind it up. Grind it up first, then put it in the water, shake it up, and then spray. So that way the shadow of it won't come in the room of your children's, because you want your children to be safe. If you don't, the same thing with animals, because it will take whatever is welcome. And this is what I'm saying too, even with star people. They say star people take some certain animals or people. Yes, that's true. But again, once the popular person of the whole world, we all know the government likes to lie in many things. And we humans are trying to live our life without any drama or any danger. But we cannot help what danger comes towards us. We can try. And this is one thing I've done always. If you know what a tremolo stone is, it's black. I keep it in all my windows, bathroom window, kitchen window, living room window. I always keep sweetgrass over my door. Now my daughter, my youngest, my baby, she brought me a cinnamon broom, and she put it up there. She says, "Mama, this is to protect you because they come after elders." All right, let me go back here and read. I didn't. Just put butter in it. Stick around. Okay. Chrissy saw I answered that one. And does anybody want to come on the panel and say hello to everybody? Show your face, or if you have something interesting you want to join to say, you can join us. There is the link. Yes, they find it right and clear in the Bible. That's good. You know, people ask, how do you know these things? What's in my house or in my area or in my ranch? What can you pick up? Well, I can pick up from you already what is what. And then what I do is I just kind of take a glance. And when I know if they're close to you, I'm going to tell you. I've known this since I was a little girl, and how Mama Rainfeather and my mother and some of the elders had said, you know, what you see is what's coming. And it's good to help others, but you should always keep it to your side. And I don't. I share with all, not just my culture. I hope they don't get upset with the smell I leave, especially after dinner. I'm sure they don't. Says when the it comes around, we have no Bigfoot sightings. Um, Also, too, what you can do if you have anything silver, you can put down in your ground, and also do it again in the front, so that way knowing you can't come in. The trees record all. Nothing is unknown. The trees will judge all. Yes, this is very true. Oh, all right. Jackie. Hi, Betsy. How are you? I wasn't sure if I was going to go live. I'm kind of feeling okay, but I'm going to take a long nap after this. Okay. It comes around a few weeks ago, and the female Bigfoot left for a week. Do what I say if you have any kind of silver, pure silver. And one of the elders had bought me some silver from our mountains up there. And I did put it in the bags. Oh, I got a viewer coming in. Let me let him in. And Okay.
Hey, you can turn
Hey.
that down. We'll work with this. Hey, how's it go? There's
Good, good. Don't say.
Tansei.
There you go. You got it right.
Yeah, we're everywhere's. We're having
Yeah.
coffee.
I'm trying to drink mine. It's just not going down right. You
Well,
had a very excellent live last night.
you like that? That was a
Yes.
that was just for us for fun. I think we're gonna okay. We're going to try to start doing that on Mondays more. Monday blues live
Monday
stream.
Blues.
Yeah,
Hi, hi. That sounds good. That's
heck
very
yeah.
interesting. And how is Jim?
He's doing good. He's right there goofing. Yeah.
Yeah, we just come in and get some coffee. It's supposed to get down to 8, so we're franticing around here. Man, that's real extreme cold next Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, and we've been over at neighbors and checking on them, and we gotta get generators going, get waters ready. We're working on getting a little heater in the chicken house. Can't leave them poor chickens out there. No, dag up 8 degrees.
Right.
So that's what we're doing now is just trying to get ready for some horrible weather coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to be get some heavy storm that way.
Coming next week. Next week. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they say it's a 10-day storm.
I don't want to
I
hear
hope
that.
we'll all stay warm now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, that's what we're doing today. We come out and I had that fog flu and I had nausea for a couple of days. I'm like you, everybody pay close attention to their intuition, Uh,
Yes.
I mean, right now it's critical to be paying attention to what you eat, drink. Don't be licking the snow. And we, I knew something, and I took some MMS, some chlorine dioxide, the day. So I made it. I was out of it in about 3 days. Tina, she's down now. She's been down for about 3 days now. This is the fourth day. This is her fourth day. But the wavy energy she asked this morning, what do I do about it? It's just wavy energy. And she laid down. She went out yesterday. What helped me a lot was I went down and by our hot tub, we have an old tree that cut down. It's underneath it. So Guy told me, Guy is kind of like a tough mother. She's like, get down there on that ground. And I'm like, man, I don't want to get down that cold ground. I was in my robe. I felt terrible, but I knew she was right. So I laid down on that old white oak on top of that old tree. That old tree. She took care of me. It's kind of like told Tina this morning. Just go back and give your body back to Gaia. Let her work on you. That's where we come
Yes.
from. She take care of us. So I laid down there and I took a little nap. My feet were hanging out in the cold. I fell asleep, woke up, and I think that tree helped me out. You know what I'm saying? And
If
that's
you
probably why.
if you take any sap from the tree and mix it with some honey,
Ooh, no, no, it's an old tree. She's a stump now up underneath that old boards. Old popular tree. Oh, an old
uh,
popular tree. Yeah. And yeah, but yeah, I told Tina, and Tina went in there. She said she laid down on that floor and helped her out too. But, I did it too in December when I felt bad. Yeah. In December.
I was told to get on that cold ground too in December, so I was like, I was just got out of the hot tub and got down on the ground. I was like, man, I ain't got nowhere else to go. I'm just go ahead and die here, pretty much. When you're already sickly, just go ahead and drop it all down to Mother Earth, and be like, all right, Mother Earth, can you help me with this? She did. She did. She came
always ask for guidance, and Mother Earth will help. You
right. I was
know, you are very much strong with Mother Earth and your surroundings. They they do appreciate what you do, but your intuitions, you gotta listen.
yeah. trust. I have a tree that keeps telling me, trust what you're seeing, trust what you're
Yes.
hearing, trust yourself. You know, and I finally got rid of this little nag in my head, I guess. It kept on giving me second guessings and stuff like that, rethinking things and, you know, disrupting my thought, train of thinking. And I finally got rid of that little sucker because, I mean, I've been second guessing myself a lot, and that was probably because of that little.
You have been for the past 3 weeks.
I have been for the past 3. Yeah, yeah. That's why I haven't been talking much. I just pulled that thing out with tentacles out of me, type of deal. Just I think 3-4 days ago, within that time frame. So, I think it was like a bug too. You know, it's a fatigue thing that you get on your body. You know, you get something that's fatiguing you, and you don't recognize where it's coming from. Then you're missing these how to fix the problem. You know, so it's finding that little fatigue that you have inside of you, and that's what happened to me. I had that fatigue. I probably had it for years, actually, for all I know, and it kept on coming up, and it finally came up where I found it. So that's one thing about healing yourself. You gotta find your fatigue spot and see how you can fix that. When I was sick, when I was sick, I had the sinus was going crazy on me. Like it kept on getting clogged up and stuff. That horse medicine, that absorbine, the spearmint one, in the gel form. I just put a little bit on my finger and put it around my nose, and it cleared me out every time. And I felt a whole lot better every time I did it.
You can take a bite of the bear root.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. You're right. It should have been taking nibbles out of that thing because I remember taking a nibble out of it. I think it was last month in the beginning sometime, and it helped me out right there. It changed my perspective.
It helps completely and it heals your insides.
Healed.
It's always if you take out the bear root, hold it in your hand and try to feel for it, and it will speak to you.
Well, it is a root. It is part of a brush, right, or a tree,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So that's that essence, strong essence, right? That's strong spirited food. You need it. You know, following your intuition.
We gather it from the oldest tree, which we all call the oldest tree an elder. And we ask permission to take what we need.
Wow. You reminded me, we got this tree root that we had in our driveway for a long time. And it was like 2 years ago or something like that. And we were going to chop it. We're going to chop that tree root. And I had a sense inside of me said, from the tree that told me, no, don't cut it now. He's not ready to get rid of that root. So I was like, Dad, we ain't going to do it. And then just this past December, I guess, again, another thing about December, just not that long ago, I pulled the tree root. It just said, I'm ready. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I went and grabbed it and pulled it, and it pulled out super easy. Like it was completely ready to be pulled. He was dried. He was done with it. He's like, I finally got it rerooted. The tree's happy, and now I can take it. So that's pretty much it. Wait for the calling, right? It'll just work itself out.
You gotta wait for it. It's like I've told you, when you're on your journey, you're gonna be challenged by different senses, different things coming at you, and in time you're gonna understand and what shall you do. But if long as you continue on doing the path that you're supposed to, then the trees and more beyond that will have more respect and give you more guidance.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense because that's how they are. Just as long as as long as I follow spirit, trust what I'm saying. All right. It's like truth is stranger than fiction too. That's the other part, the other concept.
Yeah. But you got to remember, the tree also and the spirit will tell you what shall be spoken, and then what shall be healed, and what shall can be taken. But be honest with yourself to understand what is speaking.
Okay. That makes sense. I gotta absorb that in a little bit because I need it. That's good. I
I
like that.
myself go a lot barefoot, and even when I'm under the weather, I'm still barefoot. Let's see, my husband and children, Mom, no, no, no. But I tell him, put socks on. Let's put some rub underneath your feet so you can sweat it out. But yet I myself don't follow my own because I know me. I still
Yeah.
go walk outside to the grass and dig my feet in there. Okay, Mother, give me the energy, give me the strength that I need to go on. I still do what I got to do.
That's right. I still do the barefoot thing too. And when the snow first hit that night when I went to the tub, I went straight out into that snow. When it first laid, it was like 2-3 inches, average, and
Mhm.
went right out there, butt naked, fucking just lay down on into it, laid into that snow, made a snow angel. I was like, okay, I'm too cold now. I'm going back in.
But it's actually your mind is what takes over. Oh, it's cold, the shockness. But if
Yeah.
you really want, you came out of the hot tub, take some deep breaths, and then lay there for a few seconds and allow the coldness to come in you. And
Mm.
as you're making the, what do you call it?
Snow
Angel,
angel.
snow angel,
Yeah.
then you're adapting. Your body is adapting to it. And that way it won't put it such in a shock.
Oh wow. That's pretty much what I was doing. I laid down there and started doing the snow angel because I was starting to feel the coldness coming to me. I was like, well, if you're gonna come to me, you're gonna come full force now. Don't slow down on me. So that's what I did. Started doing the snow angel because I was breaking through it through my own body, saying my body's gonna do my will. My spirit is calling for this. So, body, you will abide. So that's what I was
Reason
doing.
pride your spirit, it always guides you in certain paths for you to learn.
Hmm. Yeah, I've made mistakes and stuff like that, but I recognize that some of the mistakes that I've done was because my spirit guided me to make the mistake. So the fruit will come out even better, even finer, because I've learned more messages out of it through the mistakes, and as well as the project got done a whole lot better than it would have been.
Right.
Right? It was a one perspective mindset that you go into making something, and then you make a mistake. Well, your perspective completely changes to fix that mistake. And then when you fix that mistake, you recognize, oh, I can use these other tools to make this project continue and make it better. So that's the following spirit. Even though you feel like you're off track, just know within you're going somewheres.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's good.
Come say Bob and Maddie.
Well,
Let me see.
heck yeah. Here's my dear.
Uh,
I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you, guy. I went in there and I wasn't feeling good. Guy, a lot of people don't know what love is. Love is the mother's love. That's the love that your mom will, takes care of you. She's gonna make you do the right thing. That's tough love. She'll put clothes on you, right? But she, I like I said, I was sick the other day. I went out there and I heard you need to lay down on the ground. I kind of like, you know how it is. We don't really want to listen to our mom. Mom be like, yeah, you need to do this. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. And that's really why I love Gaia, is because she's a tough mother and very strong mother, and she loves you, and she makes you do some things you don't really want to do. And I was like, about the third time, she said, "You can get your butt down the ground." Cause me and her don't, me and her, we kind of, it's like any mother. I'll tell you the truth. I clash because I'm a free spirit. Gaia is a free spirit. She loves free spirit. She loves individuals. She loves being. She loves those that got their own walk. And
right.
but anyway, it was. Yeah, I laid down on the ground. I was like, okay. But you mad tell you, me and her, I get in all kinds of trouble with guys, don't I?
Yeah.
I get all kinds of trouble with guys. But hard headed, yeah. She reminded me, don't be so hard headed. And I'm like, she loves the hard headed. Yeah.
hard headed in the wrong place.
Yeah. So I mean, that's she brought back. I had forgot about the word hard headed. I try to remind people not to be hard headed like me, because I mean, uh, it's important to keep your mind open. And I am a
Yes.
hard headed, stubborn individual. I am a rebel. I go against the law. I go against everything. I go against medical advice. I go against everything. I go with spirit. So I am, I'm kind of like most.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, right. I'm like most of most strong people. We don't follow. We follow spirit. We don't follow none of this junk.
That's right.
And so I get myself in trouble. But like I said, there's a better love though to have someone that cares for you. And my body belongs to Gaia. It's going to return to Gaia. My spirit to go to my Father, and my body will go back to Gaia. And I appreciate that Gaia's given me a body for the time that I'm here, and I thank her for it. And I know I'm looking forward to returning back, giving her back what the body that she's given me, so she can turn it into a blue jay or whatever she wants. And
A flying penguin.
A flying penguin. Matthew says it might be true. But yeah, it's
Don't say, Sangha, my son is in the chat room with us.
Biggie. It's good to see you, man.
Hello, everybody.
My son is sick too.
Right. He got that crud that they passing around to try to get us all believing in some kind of new flu. They want to make everybody sick and knock us down with the weather, knock us down with their.
Very sick.
Mm-hmm.
They always want, the governments always say, you need to pass this on. This is what's going on. This is what's sad. But you know what? Do they really know what's going on, or they just want to make noise so people can panic?
Yeah. Yep. Create a storyline, get people walking in there, getting more medicine.
Yes.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Sangha, how are you, my son?
I'm doing all right, just a little sick.
Is it nausea you're getting? Biggie? I think you're
Are
muted.
you getting nausea?
No, I got a sore throat or whatever. And then I don't know, like if I'm like walking in the store or something like that or whatever, I feel like I'm gonna pass out here and there. But
Dizziness. Yeah.
I don't know.
Very true, great masters. There you go.
Yeah, it just knocks your energy down, and you get up and you just ain't got no energy. And like I said, the
Really,
nausea,
you're tired all the time. Yeah.
tired. Yeah, totally takes your energy off.
Mother Guy told.
But my friends have been coming over. They've been jingling the bell, and they've been doing some grunting and knocking, and they want me to get up there and feed them.
So they're calling you to bring some goodies.
Well, now that's really cold here too, so it's hard to get food. Water frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're calling you to
Really cold.
goodies.
Right. Mother Guy told my dad and me to rest in the sickness, to not go into the sickness, don't let it mess you up, but to find the rest within it. That rest is what you need, and that's what will heal you. Just sleep on it.
When you're sick, and this is a belief I've always told my children, myself, and I share this with others. Even you're feeling ill and under the weather and you need to sleep, continue eat, continue drinking, because when you do that, it works faster when you're sleeping.
I've been drinking more beer or whatever, trying to knock it out.
You
could help. Alcohol is always good.
My son can always make me
Oh,
laugh.
that's the wrong kind of drinking. My bad.
Oh, water. That's what it was. Supposed to have spring.
Yeah, I was feeling so bad a few days ago, guys. I was drinking some shots or whatever. I was trying to knock this cold right out.
Right. It would work. It's just certain types.
My grandma reminded me the other day, I mean, she's been dead many years because she telling us through Matt, but she used to take a mason jar, fill it full of greens, pull moonshine in it, make you a green tincture. Right? And I forgot. I hadn't even thought about making a tincture out of greens. But then
Well,
you get,
we can get moonshine up here or whatever, but it's the
we
one
get
they
the
sell in the
mint.
store. I want the good moonshine, like the hillbilly moonshine.
mm-hmm.
180 proof.
We get mint, the mint leaves, and we slice the lemon, and then you put it in the moonshine and let it sit for a whole month. By the time it's tasted, your hair is going to be standing up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because I've been watching Popcorn Sutton on the YouTube channel or whatever for the last few days. Talking about that moonshine.
Talking about that movie. I love Popcorn Sutton. He's one of the best rebels ever.
I was watching The Last Run the other day.
Mama Rainfeather used to make her own moonshine the native way, and she'll take a drink with my husband, and he says, "Wait a minute, is this gonna beat me up?" She says, "No, drink." Oh, she'll drink, he'll drink. He says, "I have to be excused."
I'd be on the phone with her. She'd be like, "They're like, what's that remedy for cough syrup?" She'd be like, "Honey," and then she'll tell me like lemon, something else or whatever. And then I'm like, "Don't forget the whiskey." No, you don't need the whiskey. Yeah, you need the whiskey.
Alcohol kills her.
She was talking about. I heard her talking about her honey drops the other day. I'm like, you gotta have the liquor.
Yeah, she took. They all took it. I gotta make more.
I heard you say that the other day. I was watching you.
I was gonna take a few of them. I said, "Give me some," and then I thought she left me a bag. No, she only left me 10.
So you thought you had 50 of them, so you better get making some.
Yeah, I got to because a lot of my husband's relatives always ask for some. So,
See, Mother
what's new out your way, Kentucky?
What's that?
What's new out your guys' way? What you been doing?
Well, I gotta say this one thing, but we've all had the bug. We're just moving forward past it. But there's something about the moonshine, the alcohols, spirits and stuff like that. Well, when you put good spirits into it, then you get strong spirited back. So you put strong spirits in your alcohol, you have strong spirits back to you. So they'll help protect you and help you out. And that was interesting that Bear Call said that. So you got the lemon leaf or mint and cut it up and put it in there. Put collards in there. Get strong spirited veggies. Put it in there. Right? That's getting me thinking like.
You got to get that water too out of the hollers, man. That good water.
Yeah, that's right. Get some of that
spirit water.
That's real spirit, mineral spirit water. Strong spirited
water. What
makes
good moonshine is that water.
That's right. We got all them crystals out here.
Put some cedar shaving in there.
Cedar shavings. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, cedar is good too. Yeah.
That'd be some good tincture right there. Yeah, moonshine cedar. Man, be green all year round. Cedar shine, Dad calling it. He's going to sell it here soon.
That's from Mama Grandfather would use too. Is the cedar.
Garlic. Gotta use copper, man. Don't be using that steel.
But my dad just said garlic and moonshine. Oh, that'd been bad. But hey, be strong.
I was watching a dude make it in a pressure cooker.
Yeah, you can do it off the pressure cooker. You can make your homemade wine into bourbon through a pressure cooker.
No, I was watching a dude. He
my granddaughter's my fiance, he makes wine. He worked at the winery over here, and he makes his own. He's always bringing half bottles for samples, and I'm like, I can't drink all this.
All you gotta do is mail it off to me.
Yeah, we keep 6 5-gallon buckets running. 7. We keep 7 5-gallon buckets running. Now, don't get all fancy. People think it's all complicated. You put 13 cans of concentrated grape juice, pure grape juice, Welch or whatever. Just make sure it's not fructose corn syrup. It's 100% grape juice. 6 pounds of sugar. Fill it up with water, and you get wine yeast off from Amazon. A little package of it. You get a whole bunch
Yeah,
of.
the one you throw in bread.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you put that in there.
You got to
and
do it slowly though.
Well, you make
Nice
the
and slow.
yeast. You follow the instructions on the package for the yeast, and you pour it in there and you mix it up. And then about every, what we do is we rotate. So basically, what happens is when the one jug is done, then we dump new one into the other one. And then the reason you need to rotate them is because it gets the yeast at the bottom, and if you leave it in there, it'll give your wine a more sour yeast taste. And that's how we do it. And the thing is, we could take those, what we're like you're saying, I could put it on my oven in the pressure cooker and run me a copper line over. And if I distill that, it's illegal to distill. But if I distill that, I'd have rum, a bourbon. But
Okay.
we don't distill it, just because then you wouldn't have to drink as much. You could have a little bit after dinner, which is to us, I'm a big believer in having a little alcohol, especially after you eat, because it gets rid of any of the bacteria. It helps break down the food. So I'm a promoter of alcohol, not for, for medical use, for medicine, not for, because we all have a glass or two of wine every night, and we never get sick. Now we did just get this fog bug that came through. They put that in.
Well, you can't say never no more then.
Yeah. Well, we don't. We hardly ever get sick, but when they put that stuff in the fog, and I saw a thing on I think it was on X today, where they actually someone sampled it, and they put all kinds of nasty stuff in that fog, and so that's people are going to have all kinds of ailments now, lungs,
Right.
everything. Just trying to create another freaking stupid money storm is what they want. Money. They're money. When you make a bunch of people sick like they do.
Yes, it seems like it's all about money. But those who don't have it, it comes. It'll come. But when those who have the money and think they get greedy, and they allow the nastiness of the money, which goes out different ways, and it's wrong. But sometimes many people say, okay, well, I'm rich, I got this, I'm gonna go do this. Think of others, help out someone.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not what we expect for those who understand. And even if I'm not rich, I have no income. The only income is when I do my jewelry or my bags, and my husband.
Yep.
So what I have, I do. I help others when I can.
We're on a fixed income. Basically, whatever they give us ain't much.
Right.
Whatever we can make. So we're fixed.
Sometimes it's just it's hard, and other people don't realize it.
Well,
they're like, you got it made. You got a beautiful home. You're that and everything. But once it's gone, like I tell my own kid, I go, I'm not saying you're down and down, but you are.
Yeah.
Can't help what happened.
Well, a guy that pays us back 7 times for our work, and man takes away like 4 times for me to work for man. And we still eating our butternuts and our squashes, and we still got lots of food in the house, and it's all been provided by Guy. Guy is just whooping the crap out of man's plan. And so we've been here almost 30 years on this property, and our chickens are still eating. We still got chicken cucumbers and stuff frozen. We just got through putting out. We feed them from our property. We still got greens coming in. But that's the thing is Matthew was mentioning that the Bible talks about this, 7 curses, but it never tells people that when you do something good, it's 7x. It's 7 times. They forget to tell people, for you do one good thing, there's 7 blessings that come out of that. People don't even know that.
I said, those who go to church, I'm not marking you. My church is right here. My body. My
Mhm.
body's a temple. I speak to the Creator and do the prayers that are needed for those. Again, they always want a percentage.
Yep, I got it.
Why?
I
Not
got.
only that, churches nowadays are just saying like, see, because God's house tells you to come as you are, and I argue with a lot of people that come here and knock on my door about church.
Yeah.
God tells you to come as you are, so I should be able to go in there wearing whatever I'm wearing
Yeah.
and be accepted. But when you go to churches, they want you to dress up in your best dress clothes and put on this image of something that you're not.
Yep. Yep.
You can't listen to rap music out in the parking lot, bumping and going into church,
No.
all this
No.
other stuff. God doesn't care. He
Yeah.
says, "Come as you are, not come
Right.
as something that you have to be an image of to be a
Yeah.
part of that church or that congregation."
Yeah. All the religions. I mean, this world is a religious. It's been all hacked by religion. When you're born, you're already cursed. You're already said you ain't good enough. You ain't got a high school diploma. You ain't got enough education. You ain't good. When we're born in this world, we're born into a cult of people that believe that you're not good enough. I was told immediately, you got to get you got to go to school. And I went to school. I said, okay, I'll do that. They said, well, you still ain't good enough. You still ain't good enough. My whole entire life, had been living in a cult. And then I turned around and went out there in the yard and planted stuff and was blessed and said, man, you guys are talking to the wrong God. I tell you right now, my God loves me. Mother, I got a mother God and a father God. Mother Earth has got my body, and my father's got my spirit. And I'm like you guys. I found that I have both. I have a mother and a father, and a lot of these religions really got people uh, going in some crazy directions that just keeps them in a bad situation, right?
When I
Right?
went to school, whatever, I came out of school, and it's like you don't use none of this stuff. It's like, what was the whole point of going to school?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't teach you the street smarts. They don't teach you how to
It
live. They
was
don't teach
it
you.
was all to teach you to obey and to conform and to consume. That was the
And
whole
learn
purpose.
history that wasn't even the true history.
Yeah, I thought. Well, I tell you what, I found out today. We were talking about O negative blood, RH negative, and we were talking about you know the Nephilim mixed with the women of the earth, which created I call it an angel blood. Not only do the Bigfoots have it, but many humans have it. And then we were talking about. I was trying to figure out who in my family's got the redheads, who's got that angel blood, and my grandfather kicked in, and he told us, see, we come from the Celtics, Vikings. They were like the missing tribe, the 12 tribes, the missing tribe of Dan. That's the Celtics. That's the one that had that angel blood and that the redheads. Anyway, my grandfather and they came over here to Tennessee and they built this place up here. Now they came over here and they worked with the Cherokee, and the Cherokee knew what was going on. They knew what the British were doing. They knew all that how that worked out. So TVA came in my town, and my family, and my Cherokee blood, and my German blood, my Celtic blood. They came in and they flooded that to get rid of that community because they knew that those community of people and TVA, yeah, TVA came, yeah, TVA flooded, but they knew that those Bigfoots in there, they knew the Cherokee Indian in there, they knew that the Celtic people like me were in there, and that we had become big and strong because we had the right walk. And so the TVA came in, and they covered that place up, and then they run electrical lines to split up communities. They working against our bloodline, and they're still working against it. COVID was a work against the bloodline of the people that have that kind of blood. Those people that are seers, those people that are clairvoyant, those people that have that bloodline. And so the government knows that we
I
had to
think the
keep each
COVID or whatever it was, the government was taking out some of the population of the earth because we're overpopulated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
You
mean
know,
they.
I was called. They said, "Oh, you're RHO negative." Is it possible that we can get some of your blood?
Yeah, won't you?
No.
But you're more valuable dead because your organs can fit into anybody. Think about why they want you. Plus, they want your blood. They want your blood because you have powerful blood that has abilities. And so they are always trying to keep. They've always working against, and like you said, they're always working against people with Rh negative, and with they telling people with the disease. It's a disease to them.
Topic PA.
What's that?
Squash topic PAs in the house.
What's that? Oh, hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh. Heck yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. We did a little live yesterday, and fair call. Everybody came in. It was good. We didn't expect. I told Tina, I said, get on the computer and at least come in so we have one person to talk to. And so we're excited to have anybody come out and talk. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are like us, probably really pushed down. YouTube ain't got no love for you guys. They ain't got no love for us either.
No. We're lucky because I found out something about that. And I tell everybody, but the people that have the small numbers and the small groups or whatever, the real ones, they're not. They're faking to make it. So.
Right.
That's who I follow. I'm not dumb. If YouTube is raising you, if the world is raising you up, then you got a deal going on. I'm out. I don't follow anybody that has these. I don't follow anybody. We're at 1 million views. I'm like, for what? That junk? How you get 1 million views for trash?
Right.
And
because they hear knocks on a tree because they got their buddies knocking on a tree.
Yeah.
Got their buddies whooping at them.
yeah. They got 1 million views, and you're like, what? I'm over here.
Josh. Yeah.
They got big footprints all over the house. I mean, I got the real stuff.
Yeah.
Someone else have a million without even a big.
Just like the channels, whatever. They're like, you'd be like, so did the Bigfoot come to your house? Do they visit you? No. Obviously, you ain't doing it right then, because every time I'm out there messing with them, they come right to the house.
Well, that's all. That's I call it syndicates. If you're not in a syndicate, if you're not in, because it's about selling books and movies and so if you're not in their game, you try to get ahead of their game and their distribution of books and information to make money off of the truth. You'll be squashed because you're hurting their book sales, and you're hurting their heroes, and you're hurting their you're hurting their gang,
their credibility.
Yeah, you're hurting their money, right? And money.
I do my Bigfoot hunting just for the love of it, man. Like, just teach other people what I'm learning, and trying to teach them the right way to spot stuff and signs and tracks and how to get closer to them. I try to tell people, if you're out just going to this spot, to this spot, to that spot, to this spot, to that spot, to this spot, and you're not even interacting with them to try to build a relationship, you're just wasting your time.
Yep. Because like you said,
you got to get in with a clan and find a clan and know that they're there, and then you got to build a relationship with them.
Right. Come in and start learning what it's all about. And like you said, that's they don't promote you. I was going to say Henry had, he's had a couple. He's finally. I was asking him this morning. He had one, and he saw him, and he had one crawling out there to his. I think he was out there by his chicken house or something. He was telling me this morning, but I see Henry came in, and I'm kind of excited for Henry. He's had some good contact. They've actually come around, and so he's actually started to see them and stuff. And I'm excited for Henry to, get to actually start seeing them and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Henry's been, working for a long time.
Is working up on his getting out there, and he's doing good. I will say he does contact me and ask me questions, and
good thing.
I give him the information that he needs.
Henry's doing pretty good. Josh is doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop it. You guys are doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I've been laying back or whatever and giving them space or whatever, but I know when they start ringing the bell, they come up here and they're ringing their bells. They want me to come out there like, hey man, come on, you got to bring your butt out here.
Come play.
And then my last live, I don't know if you guys anybody watched my last live, but I was like, man, something just flew over top of me. If you turn the volume up on your TV or stereo system, whatever, you can hear that thing fly over me. But I
Whoa.
don't think it was like. And the thing is the trees were all open, so you can like see for miles. When I looked up, there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And I told him to keep up. But I said, keep up if you can. And it was kind of funny because in my mind, I was thinking of the Mothman, you know, like
Yeah.
the creature
Yeah.
that flies. And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, it
Oh,
mimicked it. It
oh,
was
it
like,
was.
it went
Yeah.
from one tree to the
We'll
other.
be
You
surprised
could hear
if
it come from one. You could hear it, the bark and everything leave the tree and all that. And then when it caught the other tree, you could hear it latch onto the other tree. And I'm like, you guys are imitating it now because you're knowing what I'm thinking. So you're trying to scare me. And I'm like, it ain't no word. But I thought it was amazing.
Well, we'd asked Scott. We were talking the other day about going up there. This last time it snowed here in Tennessee last year, and we were talking about going up there. And I thought, I don't know. You know how it is. You're even thinking. They know what you're thinking. I was like, I wonder if we can go up there and see his tracks. And Scott's like, you on there? Scott, they travel in the trees when there's they want
Tree
they,
to
tree to
arm
tree.
length.
Yeah, arm length, tree to tree. They ain't gonna do no. They won't leave no tracks. I believe.
If they even go out.
Well, I noticed this too, though.
If they even
If
go out,
they're
no,
if they're in the physical body, they'll
yeah.
leave tracks. But if they're in their spiritual body, they don't leave tracks. And they travel. And I've learned this, you know, by studying them. They do like an orb. It's like a green orb. And what they do is, or a white orb, the orb will fly from one spot to the next, and they'll be
Mm.
cloaked. And then you go over there and you look, there's no tracks. Like I watched them. I literally watched them be like standing there in the middle of the trail, and then all of a sudden they just vanish. And when you go look, you know, you can see like a couple tracks, you know, but then after that, it's like, where do the tracks go? And then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, well, it's because they go into the orb form and they fly. So they can fly from one spot to the other. They can. It's basically almost like they turn into like a fairy, and they can like fly from one spot to the next, and they can always stay cloaked. They don't have to uncloak.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
So you could be surrounded in the woods by 8 Bigfoots, 12 Bigfoots, maybe even more, and you don't even know it because they're all cloaked.
Mm-hmm.
And when they actually uncloak and show themselves, it's because they want you to see them.
Yeah, yeah, and like you said, they will. They'll ask an owl, "Hey, could you care about coming along?" And they'll travel in that owl. And they'll see through that owl's eyes. He'll be sitting right there on the limb looking at you, and he'll be in a crow looking at you.
Mine do PvPs and tell me car ride. Let's go for a ride. I'm like, huh? Where are we going? They don't care. They just want to go for a
Yeah.
ride.
Well, they've let Matt, Scott.
And then I noticed this too. I was doing hunts, right? I'd be at my hot spot, and then I'd go out to like Fort Custer, which is way on the other side of Battle Creek, and I'm going camping or I'm going hiking out there and whatever. And then it's funny is I'm catching the same creatures that are in my hot spot in Fort Custer too. So they're following me from spot to spot. Like I went out to PA, they went out there with me to PA. You know, they came back here. They're
Right.
following me to all these different locations, and I'm like, people are like, "Oh, that's just pareidolia. That's just pareidolia. You're seeing stuff that ain't there." But the thing is if it's pareidolia, you're not gonna see the same squatch face
No.
of squatches in these pictures in these different spots. I mean, they're like literally. You can tell the one that has the beard that comes way down, like your beard comes way down. You know, and he's chunkier, and you can tell that one's like that one follows me everywhere. And then there's Big Black, which has the curly hair at the top.
It's
or
a
whatever.
juvenile.
And then in the wintertime, he has a beard that comes down like this, you know, and he actually looks kind of cool. I've seen him a few times. Like he's actually showed himself to me like more than once. Then there's these two white ones that follow me around. One's a dork. It's only like 4 foot. He don't get no bigger. He stays about 4 foot.
Right.
He's real skinny. He reminds me of Peanut. That's
Okay.
one way to describe him. That from Jeff Dunham, Peanut.
Yeah.
That dude that says it's good, it's good, it's good. You know, he's got the little mohawk that comes like this, and he's white, and he has like the grayish color into his like body mass.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's a cool little guy, but he's kind of cool because he reminds me like of a weasel or whatever. You know how like they weasel their way and they sneak up, and he pops himself up in the window, and he's looking in my window. Then all of a sudden I'll see him, and he'll pop down, and then he'll take off, and then on my camera systems at the house, you'll see them. They'll fly by in an orb. It's like a white orb or a yellow. It's like a yellowish or a greenish orb. They'll fly by. It's like really quick, and I'm like, oh, it's a fairy, you know. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, that ain't no fairy. That's them cloaking or whatever. That's how they're moving around the house so quick. Because all of a sudden they'll be from here and they'll be in the back.
Right.
And then you go outside, you know, it's wintertime. You're looking for tracks, and you're like, there ain't no tracks. And they'll be standing there. Like, you'll see them full body standing there. You go out and look on the porch, no tracks.
Wow. Yeah,
and they'll leave tracks when they want you, because I know you guys probably seen my pictures or whatever and all that. They'll leave tracks when they want to.
Yeah,
and what they used to do here in the yard, they used to put coins inside the tracks, because the coin will catch your eye. The silver of the coin will shine in the sun. And then I'll look down, I'm like, I'll catch my eye, and the next thing you know, you see the big print. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. They're putting coins inside the prints.
Wow.
Kind of neat.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, well, see, I had a friend of mine up in Kentucky. He got run out of the woods. He didn't know anything about foots. I seen him on Facebook. I was talking to him, and he got talking to Scott. He got, you know, he's kind of one of those guys that he's open-headed. You know, he's open-minded. He didn't know anything about no foots, but he knew that there's something out there running him out of the woods, and you know, it scared the holy hell out of him. But anyway, he writes me one morning. He says, he goes, there's a buck come walking up, and I think he said it's 5 foot away, and there was some kind of pile of old burnt down house or something. He was digging up things, and he said that buck came over there, laid down, was there for almost 5 hours. And I was like, you get me kid. So we asked Scott, was that you? Asked our Bigfoot. And Scott said, he goes, no, that wasn't me, but I was inside that deer. So see, he had, you know, that's, you know, that's good. You know, that's how they do it. He asked that deer, can I, you know, travel with you or whatever? And that deer said, sure. So that was to kind of bring him back into, man, there's more going on in this world than they told you. And, you know, and
see, I think the same thing too. That they can,
and you got friends
mimic different animals and all that.
Yeah. But that was a chance for him to see that, you know, you're good, you know, we can work with you. And now he's been able to go hunt. He had more problems. And, you know, but like you said, some people are open-minded. You know, they'll get kind of, you know, guys in and bring in. If you're open-minded, you know, but if you're closed-minded or angry or got any of those kind of problems, they're just going to keep running out of the woods. But
they always tell me that I think too much, that my mind wanders too much. They're like, dude, you overthink everything. Just stop thinking. My mind's always going. I'm like, how they do that? How they do that? And I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe it's like this, maybe it's like that. And they're like, dude, you way overthink it. It's it's simpler than that.
It is simple.
I'm like, man, I wish I could do that, because I had the one in PA come out of the tree and sliver out and put his face right in my face and popped his face out. I stood back. I took like a couple steps back and said, oh shit! It went right back into the tree. And then they said on the EVP, sorry for scaring you. And then they kept calling me a screamer. You know?
Well, that's it. The thing is,
they're pretty much a crybaby.
Yeah, if they go into a tree, they ask permission before they go into that tree. Because see, if they don't, they can get trapped. That's why a lot of these trees, they'll die with things, you know. Because if you're rude to a tree and you go in a tree, you just go in. It's like going into a body of a person. You don't ask. You can get trapped. The tree will hold you. And when that tree died, just like Jesus put the spirit in the pit,
some way.
They'll knock you. You know, the tree will.
There's something about the tree being grounded into the ground and all that. That something to do with.
Yeah, right.
But,
they're just coming out of guy.
I was up there by their big old teepee structure that they made. That's the first one I ever found that they made. That was huge. Like no human can get anything. But like you can't get a backhoe back in there or nothing. Like years ago,
many blessings.
You'll be uphill because of the trees that are around there. So
you again, honey.
Something big had to move these trees and put them up there.
Mm-hmm.
And to find the tree structure, and then there was this big old tree. It was like nothing ever grew on the tree. Like it never like flowered or anything like that. Like it seemed like it was always dead. So I always called that the witch's tree. And then I knocked on it one day, and it knocked back. I was like, whoa! I was like, oh, so it is a witch's tree. You know, in my mind, I keep thinking witch's tree. Well, I come back the following year, they knocked it right over. They're like, we ain't having no witch's tree up in our spot.
Like you said, we use the word witches because that's what we describe people that are different. You know, that's what we've done for you ever. You know, people that are clairvoyant. My grandma, you know, I have to go back to her being clairvoyant. She'd be like, "Your boys don't go out there in that field today. It's something bad's going to happen." And then, you know, people are like, "Oh, she's crazy." But you know, and then something happened. They'd be like, "She's a witch. She put a curse on them." Right?
Well, remember the old
That's
timers or
what they.
whatever. They
That's
tell
what.
you get in the house at the nighttime or whatever, because otherwise the boogie monster gets you. And we always thought that was a myth, you know. And then they used to tell us about sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. And then come to find out, bed
Wow.
bugs is a thing. So they knew what they were talking about back in the day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is you know, they all them women up there in Salem, they got rid of them because they were seers. That's what, and they call them a witch because they didn't come down to the local church. See, my grandma, you know, she's Cherokee Indian. You think that they had a church here before them? Before they got, no, they showed up. You know, the white man showed up and says, if you don't come down here to our building, then God ain't going to take you. And of course, I'm sure my grandmother and all and my relatives were like, huh? What are you talking about? We've known God forever. Why don't we all of a sudden got to go over to your place to get God? We don't, you know. And so,
That's what
but
I'd
they
say.
condemn them. They condemn people for having, you know, not following their, you know, you're a heathen because you ain't coming in down here, putting on your Sunday's best, coming in, put offerings in a jar, showing us allegiance. You're a devil.
That's how me and Mama Bear Claw got so close together or whatever, because I noticed when I was doing the Sasquatch hunts that these Sasquatchers were acting like Native Americans. The way they hunt, the way that they disappear, the way they pop out, the way they sneak up on you, the teepee structures, the X's, and doing all these making these little gifts and stuff out of wood, you know, out of wood and all that, using nature and all that, and feathers. And they had these raccoons and hats on them, and they would have these different animals for hats, and they'd have different animals on them that were alive. Like they would have like one would have a coon, and the other one would have like a possum, and the other one would have
Yeah,
they
but
would have pet deer. And
yeah,
I was like, wow, they have all these different kind of creatures and all these different kind of animals.
yeah, that's
Like, me and
yeah,
Josh started knowing that. We're like, dude, that thing has a thing on its head, you know? It looks like
yeah.
a coon, and then it's like that. And then all of a sudden you'd see it on its shoulder or whatever one time, you'd catch it on its shoulder, and it's like, that thing is alive.
He got all these eyes on his shoulders. You look
Yeah.
and he's got eyes all over his shoulders, and you know, but like you said, he's got all kinds of his buddies with him.
Yeah, that's how I noticed the babies would ride, like right here where mom's breast was and all that. They'd ride right there, you know, hugged around the side of mom, like hanging onto a tree.
Yeah,
And then they would be on around mom's leg or whatever. They'd be on the leg, hugged around the leg, holding the leg. You know how like when you were a kid, you always got to hold your parent's leg or your friend's leg, and you wrap around it, and then you ride the leg. That's how they do it. I'm like, man, it's kind of neat. They ride
yeah,
on mom's back or on mom's head. And
yeah. Matthew was talking about one of his previous lives. He remembered being on the water. He had this lifetime where he wouldn't go to shore. He lived on the water. He's kind of like one of those pirates or whatever. And he had an octopus that he kept. It would climb into his rum bottle, right? And it'd come out and it would go up on his shoulder. And if he went to shore or to a dock to trade, if they was danger, it would tap on the back of his head. And so that, I mean, he knew that octopus that whole entire life. Now he has in dreams still encountered, he had dreamed that he had went and he almost gave him a hug, but he tripped out and ran because he forgot that that's his old buddy from a previous life. But like you said, him and that octopus, and that octopus one day threw his compass off. It threw it off the boat. He said, "You don't need this." And Matt's like, "Well, I guess you're probably right." And what happened was actually that octopus at the very end, his when he died, when Matt died, he dropped his anchor way down, and just floating out there in the ocean. And if it got near, you know, shore or whatever, it'd wake him up and bump him.
yeah,
And what happened was he was something went yank, you know, and that octopus said, "That ain't land, buddy." Anyway, he had got the Kraken down there. The Kraken got a hold of that thing, and so when the Kraken went to pull the ship down, his octopus said, "Jump on off, grab that bottle of rum. You're gonna need it." And the octopus always told him when it was time to drink. And anyway, he said that the octopus said, "Drink it down, buddy." He drank it down, and then he said, "Now, you're ready." And what the octopus did, but that time he got so big that he actually, was in the water. He didn't fit on the boat no more. But he took Matt so fast down that Matt didn't down. He didn't die from drowning. He died from compression. That octopus jerked. He says the octopus told him, or told that Kraken, you're going to get him, but you won't get him alive. And anyway, that octopus took him straight down. He did, like I said, he never got a breath in. You died from compression.
I held my breath in as long as I could.
Yeah.
And at the end, just got compressed. It was like a perfect death type of deal. Is what it felt like. It was just like done.
Boom.
And my spirit was just at rest. Like, all right, I'm
out of here.
The body's done.
Next life.
Next life. I spent a long time in the after I died, I spent a long time in the spirit world.
And that's what a spirit trap is when you spend a long time in the spirit world, you don't come back because you don't want to come back. That's not good for you. There's nothing in the spiritual world. It's not physical.
This is why I tell my husband, don't touch me, because I'll be sitting there and don't touch me. Just leave me be, because I have to come back from where I'm at. And if I'm going up to know what is around Mother Earth and I actually touch, then it can come back with me, and I don't want that.
Oh,
That's why spirits, I am a good spirit. I don't want to go back to me any negative. So your body will be there, and you come back, and you're going to be very confused.
I'm trying to hear it. The volume was kind of low. Wolf, don't touch you. You told your husband.
Don't touch you. If I told my husband, don't touch me if I'm up there, because I'm connecting with the spirit to do what is necessary there. And when you come back, when you're touching something else and you come back, you gotta be careful, because you'll end up staying there, and you're gonna come back to your body with like unsettled, being fogged, confused.
Oh wow!
But if you see jerking, then you have to tell them, pick up your bag and put your hand over it.
If you see jerky,
yeah, I go to the spiritual realm and
jerky. If you're jerking, like you're going to convulsions.
What she's trying to say is kind of like a seizure.
Kind of like
you're shaking and you're like twitching, and they don't touch her.
Don't touch her when she's.
Yeah.
Well,
basically, like it's almost like she's having a seizure, but you don't want to touch her.
Here's this. Would something like this help?
She goes through these things or whatever where she does her spiritual stuff she's telling you about, and it'll raise her up off the bed and all that. It'll levitate her in the
That's
air.
what. Okay, that's the scenario you're talking about. Okay. I was thinking about like my buddy. He had seizures, and I've saw Dad. He tried to pass out on me once, bastard.
Yeah,
he was trying to leave me.
That was the moonshine.
I'm not talking about this though.
Yeah.
No,
I see what you're saying.
Not a seizure, but it looks like it. And
okay.
That's what it's. You
Well,
can't.
I mean, you're not having a seizure, but I'm saying
me.
describe how it is. It's like a seizure.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Well, what I've learned from those, because I'll come back to what you were saying. I threw a cold, wet rag on my dad's head and helped him out with seizures. And if someone did that to you, they'll probably completely zap you out of your energy, what you're trying to do. So that's the difference. But if you ever see anybody with a seizure, say it's not, planned, not like that, but having seizures, just throw a cold rag on them, a cold rag onto their forehead and stuff like that. Instead of touching them, you could just do that, and usually it pulls them out pretty quick. But
usually you let them
the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Cold
you
rag.
have to let them go through. If they're having a seizure, you got to let them go through it, and then their body starts calming down.
That's what's okay.
But you got to speak to them. Say, we're here. You're okay. You're all right. Come back. Come on. You can come back.
It sounds like what
Okay.
Jesus said, don't touch me.
So like when
Kind
you
of like
travel
what
and all
Jesus
that,
said.
you ever,
Don't touch me.
like when you travel, like when you do your thing, you travel, right?
That's true.
Or do you have on the same clothes that you went in with?
All you're gonna see is a glare, like white,
Clear
'Cause
one.
I was
like
just
a
curious, like
spirit.
if you went in butt naked or whatever, if you'd be butt naked,
Yeah.
you know, or
Is it
you
like
went with
No,
clothes
you're
on,
gonna
would you be
touch me?
no.
like
Is it?
certain outfits? You're back in old school time and you got a nice old suit on or a fancy dress, and they're like, huh? That person don't belong here.
Here's a question from my dad. He said, "Is it kind of like how Jesus said, don't touch me when my body is at rest?"
Yes.
So, mom is
Not to
Mary,
touch him. He
not
hasn't
to touch him.
ascended yet.
She's not because he hasn't ascended yet. That's what Jesus said. He wasn't ascended yet
Maybe he meant descended yet.
or descended.
Whatever he meant.
Descent.
I just wondered.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't touch me," because
Don't.
he was in that place. He was
She-
in between worlds.
In between worlds, she said yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, that's that makes perfect sense actually. Yeah, anything disrupting your process into spirit and physical, it really should not be touched with at all.
Correct.
You know, by any physical forces around you. I agree with that.
So when you're in the spiritual form, do you have to use the bathroom and all that?
Let me think.
Is this a joke?
I think it's a
No,
joke.
I'm just curious.
Sounds good. I'm like,
That means no.
let
That
me
means
connect
no.
with my spirit buddy real quick. Do you ever piss?
All of a sudden, you're just like your stomach's like,
Oh my goodness.
you're like, oh, I got a boo boo.
Leave it to Sangha to make jokes.
That's right.
Not really a joke. I just wanted to
There's-
know.
My dad said there's a golden throne for you there, so you can relieve yourself. It's
I was
ready.
just curious though. You know, I was like thinking, I was like, because I know she does it. You know, she like goes from spot to spot, and I was just curious. You know, like if you see her same clothing you have on, like she says it's a blur or whatever. You know, so because you're like in your physical, you know, like spiritual realm or whatever. So I mean, it makes sense. You know, like you'd be like an apparition. You know.
I see it as like the chickens. I was just watching one of my chickens earlier, and I noticed that in this cold weather, no matter cold, hot weather, summer, winter, however, their feathers still looks the same, and it's able to adapt to all that type of changes. And that's why I see it as the spirit body as, you know, it's the energy field that doesn't change because it's already adapted to that task it's meant to handle, right? Like
I think like spiritual realm, there's three parts of it. There's the white, then there's the black, which is like bad, evil. The white is pure, you know, like pure spirit. You know, you're going to heaven, you're an angel. And the in between is gray, which is undecided. You can either go down or you can either go up. So you have time to change it between, you know, the reincarnation when you go back and all that. You know?
From what I just saw from that, the black perspective, the black light and the white light, the black area, if you go into the spirit world like that, you're working on yourself and composing yourself so you can be a light. If you go on the other side and you're a light yourself, that means you had worked through your problems and became a light yourself. So if you go on the other side in the darkness, or if anybody has like dreams or sightings or however going into the darkness and getting pulled into the ground and so deep down to nothingness, that means that there's a lot of transitioning of yourself perspective to a better perspective for yourself. You know, so you're needing some work within when you see darkness on the spirit side, you know, and
True,
dream.
which that's what I'm saying. You can go from the black to the gray to the white, and you can do it before they say the creator comes back. You can change yourself. You know, you have time to change your stage. So you got to work on it to change it. And if you don't change it between the time he comes back, whatever color you are, that's where you go. So if you're gray by the time he comes back, you're with the gray people. If you're the white, you're with him. If you're with black, you're in the pits.
Yeah, see, people, that's one thing I keep saying that the Bible and the religion keeps on showing is when the black is the pit of hell and you're going to get burnt down there. That's actually not the case from what I see. It's not that it's a burning hell. It's that you're working with your negative energy side. You know, you lived a life of negativity, or you made a mistake here and there and there and that, and you're not a bad person, but you did it. You have to work through your own self, you know. So it's not like you're not gonna get burnt in hell. You know,
That's true. But you got to think about this too. If your kid went out, like say you had kids and they went out and they murdered somebody, or they were gay, or they were anything, you know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
still gonna love your kid no matter what. It's your kid.
right?
So God, we're all God's children. He's
Mhm.
not gonna push away one kid because he's bad or he's in trouble, or you know what I'm saying? God loves every one of us. So therefore, but he wants you to do good. So there's certain stages, you know, like you gotta work your way out, you know. So
You gotta
the
learn
pure
your
ones are the white ones, and then you got the grays, which are undecided, which can go either way. Then you have your black, which are ones that are bad, you know, bad kids, you know.
Mm-hmm. You take from the cookie jar, you're going to get your hand smacked and told not to take any more cookies. So you ain't going to get a treat afterwards. That's for sure. So it'll be like that.
Well, if you already took from the cookie jar, you already have a treat.
Yeah. Well, I hope you ate it fast enough.
Tonga, man, intelligent, smart one.
Hey, yeah, that's right. Well, the smart ones always
I'm
get
taking
the
2 of them.
cookie, right?
I can have them for later.
It's really smart to be good. All right. Then you get more cookies.
That depends how many cookies you steal.
That's behind the back. You know, we don't talk about stuff like that.
You guys remind me of a story. I want to tell you. I had a dream. I don't know, it's been months ago, and I'm not like Matt. He astral travels, and he's just he's just a space case. But anyway, me, I had this dream, and I was coming back to bed, right, and I stopped in a tunnel. Now, you know, Bear Call might be able to tell me this and what I did, but I put my hands out and I stopped. I stopped before I came in my body, and I told Tina, I said, take a picture, because I wanted to get a picture of me. I'm a goof off, right? Here I am in spirit world playing. And so I'm like, take a picture. And she heard me or whatever, and she put her hand on me to kind of wake me up, and it threw me right into my body. And I was disappointed because she didn't get a picture of it, and I was like, take a picture. So, I'll probably get in trouble over there in the spirit world because I'll be experimenting as I did. But
They just call it when we do stuff like that, crazy stuff, whatever, they call us clowns.
Well, yeah, I was like, I mean,
Roadster.
it was a tunnel. I was in a tunnel, and I put my arms out, and I stopped right before I went in my body. I held myself. I was holding the. I don't know if it's a portal. I was holding it open, and I was looking out, and I was take a picture. And she heard me saying, she didn't know what I was saying. She thought I was having a bad dream. So she put her hand on me, and boom, I was in my body. And I remember being depressed because she didn't get a picture of it. I was like, man, you could have got a picture of that. That was cool. You could have got a picture of that.
It's very rare. It's very rare that you can catch a picture of it. Very rare.
But when I came in, I stopped. Is it like a tunnel? I felt like I was in a tunnel.
Yeah, I will say it's like a tunnel.
Okay, that's what it felt like, because I was holding that tunnel because my body wanted to come on through, kind of like I was being born. I need to roll on out of this thing, like but I was like, nah, I'm holding it. And I was like, I just think it's funny because you guys are talking about the spirit world, and you reminded me of the dream, but I did have that after
I believe in the spirit world.
After I felt
depressed I've been depressed a lot, and then all of a sudden I'll be thinking stupid stuff, and then I get this little poke. I'm like, Mama Rain Feather.
Oh. That's too funny.
She's like, stop thinking what you're thinking. It's not nothing bad. It's not nothing like suicidal where I want to end my life or nothing, because I already way past that. I already told God that I'll never do that again.
Yeah. Well, that's the
stuff
thing.
Happened.
Well, that's the thing. I always say
you get really depressed. You get like bumped out depressed.
Yeah, we
think
get
of
we, we
things.
get we get by with a little help from our friends, and a lot of people forget they got family and friends in the spiritual world. And
Which has a lot to do with my
if
mental
you don't empower them,
illness, being bipolar.
mhm, you don't empower them and ask them to watch over you, to help you with illness or to help you with whatever, you just don't get the power, because you got, free will is the way it works. And, you know, Matthew's out here. I just come outside because it's
Yeah,
nice.
it's
We,
nice.
we got a little sun is looking pretty outside today. Chickens are all out yapping. But like I said, we got supposed to be like 8, supposed to get down to 8. And
Supposed to warm up here. Hopefully Friday. It's supposed to be up to 40.
yeah, well, like I said, we're trying to get rid. This is Doodoo's. This is Matthew's dog carrier.
Yeah.
And, we take Doodoo riding. He likes riding in his little cage.
Goes in there, hops in. He's happy.
But we've been putting out we've been throwing wood in the pits. We've been up cutting wood. We've been getting ready for this cold snap to come in.
Yeah.
And we're not
Weather
excited.
said last night. It's still cold out there right now, but it's supposed to start warming up here in the next few days. So.
Yeah, I think they said next Tuesday for us is when that. And they say it's like
it's
a
supposed to
10-day
hit last
storm.
night, starting last night, which you can feel it because I had to turn the heat up a few degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, we're throwing
the furnace.
Yeah, we haven't got cold yet. We don't down here. We haven't got cold this year. We've got down in the 20s. But when you
Here
get
in the
down
city or whatever, if I could have burned wood, I would have did that, but you
yeah.
can't do it here in the city. You got laws.
Oh, okay. Right. They'd rather you freeze to death than stay warm.
Yeah,
I know how that is. Yeah, they don't care. They don't
turn
care.
your electric here in the city, whatever. They turn your electric off right in the middle of winter. They don't care.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
That's what.
They shut it off. They don't care.
No, they don't care. It's more money for them, and
they're like, well, we shut it off in the wintertime. They're gonna pay it because they ain't gonna want to go without heat.
You got that right.
Sorry about that.
But, we gotta get back to work, man. You can't just sit around and play around all day long.
Hey, we're gonna try to sit down in the sun and talk.
You want to talk? Here, Matt, you want to talk?
I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I want to use words. I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna use words, guys.
I'm gonna go see a man about a dog.
My dad's gonna check out a dog man.
See a man about a dog.
My dad's gonna see a man about a dog.
Man about a dog, or he's gonna see a person about a horse.
Or a person on a horse.
And the horse needs some watering.
Yeah, the horse, the watering of the horse is going
Tell them
on.
to don't drink that water, though.
Yeah, not gonna lead no horse to that water. That's for sure.
It might taste a little bitter.
That's right. Try to remember some of our topics that we're on.
The spirits.
You
Yeah.
shake him more than 3 times, he's playing with it.
I guess we do need to get back to work. Yeah. So we might get off. It just it's been good talking to y'all.
Same here. It's an honor. Thank you for coming on. And I enjoy having you all here and understanding it.
Well, thanks for taking the time. It was like I said, we sat down and had coffee, and I said, "Hey, looky here. It's been a long time. We caught you, so you know how Spirit is. We just follow Spirit. He led us to this conversation. So I'm like, well, we got work to do, Matthew, but Spirit calls. We gotta give Spirit time because Spirit's got bigger plans than we do. So
Right.
we'll do what we gotta do. We'll do what we need to do when time calls.
Yep.
Yes.
When the mom and the father calls, time to go.
That's right.
Thank you.
The Heavenly Father is the creator, and the blessing of the Mother Earth is what gathered us together and come upon everyone. So
It makes my name look
right.
pretty.
Hope
She
you guys
changed
get
the border.
feeling better.
Feel strong, guys. Get some of that strong spirits in you.
that's right.
Tinctured.
Well,
Tinctured.
you have to send me some of it then. A jar of that moonshine.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You know, we'll have bourbon instead. No, we don't. We got bourbon. But if we try to play around with it.
Well, like he says, it all tastes the same.
It all burns the same. That's what it really is.
You like,
It comes out of all ends, anyways. No, okay. Heck
you
yeah.
don't burn going down, it ain't good.
That's right.
I gotta put this boy back to work. He'll sit here and talk your ear off. Get
Yeah.
back to work.
I'll let you guys
Up butterflies and daisies.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank y'all. Have a good
Many blessings.
later.
Many
Talk to you
blessings, Joe.
well.
We'll keep you
Will
up to
do.
date. Like I said, we might start doing a Monday blues.
Live.
Just chit chat about whatever.
Yeah.
All right. I'll attend.
Cool.
Gotta get
Cool.
your banjo.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's right. I got a banjo. I just gotta get
Yeah.
that extra string on it.
We're doing the blues for real.
That's right. The real mountain blues.
All right. Many blessings.
All right. Y'all have a good day.
Have a good one, y'all.
Y'all too.
Let's see. No, he didn't turn it off. Okay.
What time is it?
12:25.
What was that?
All righty.
Nobody has any questions or nothing? Nothing to talk about?
Does anyone have any more questions before we come to an end? Made 3 birdhouses while listening. Oh, nice. That is nice. I'd love to have a birdhouse, but my birds made it
Yes.
on a wall out of mud.
Somebody says, so far my Bigfoot ain't bad toward me. Yeah, see, that's what I watch all these Bigfoot movies. I just watched another one last night. They get in there, they show these Bigfoots in there killing everybody, ripping them apart, and all that. I'm like, why do they make these movies like this? Because every Bigfoot I've encountered don't do that, and they know.
No, they don't get aggressive unless you make them aggressive.
Well, that's humans too. Like I tell everybody from day one, if you're shooting at my family or whatever, I'm going to be a different person too. You know, you're trying to kill one of my loved ones. I mean, you're going to protect your own. They say it's better you than me, so that's what Bigfoots believe too. You know, but
Correct.
they make all these movies, and the first thing is Bigfoot's in there killing everybody. And it's like, why do they do these videos like that? That's why everybody's afraid of Bigfoots. They think first thing they think is because of the movies. They think, oh, it's going to kill me, so I need to kill it. No, that's not true. They
No.
don't do that. Oh, yeah, I could get my border thing. I forgot to do that.
I think that's better. I'm just playing around over here.
I'm saying I had a background. Right there.
How come it's changed colors? I liked it. Go to purple. There we go.
That's cool. All the different stuff you can do.
All right. Well.
Normally is it does like a black thing.
Oh, you put your background.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for the help.
make it run underneath. There we go. All right. 3 comments. Where is everybody? Well, Bob, I'm here. Biggie's there. Everybody knows him as Biggie. Sangha. Let's see. I'm good. Thanks for helping. You're most welcome, Henry. All right. Negativity. Yes, very true. If you're being negative towards them, they'll do the same thing. They'll bring negativity.
Soundwave, I
But
got a thing you can do too. Whatever. When you got your trail cam out there or whatever, and you want the Bigfoots to like interact with your trail, get you a feather and hang a feather from a tree branch by using like some kind of thread, yarn, whatever. Fish and you have feathers, so it's swinging back and forth and it attracts the attention, and they come over and investigate it. Or take a CD, an old CD, and hang it from a string, like on a tree
yes,
branch, and
Bob,
like a feather, and then it'll track whatever's in the area and it'll come
I
over and
feel a little
investigate it.
better. Thank you. Okay. Well, it is 12:30. I think I'm gonna come to a close here. I'm gonna force myself to eat something and then probably take a nap and then wake up and make dinner. They won't like trail cams. They do hide from trail cams, but sometimes what they'll do is show their hair either by an arm or their back, or they reach over it. Sometimes they'll give you a peekaboo.
I can tell you this too about cams. The thing is about the trail cams or whatever is they can see the ray of the trail cam. So when they go by that trail cam, by the time it flashes, they're already past it.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you have to go to slow your trail cam video down or picture. You have to go frame by frame, come on, like just like boom, 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 and watch it really slowly to catch it.
Yeah.
They do it on live streams too. Like you'll literally have to slow the live stream down and go really slow on your live stream to watch the movement of the Bigfoots and all that because they're quick. All of a sudden they're just by the screen and it's like really fast. You don't even. It's like quick like that. See that? And what catches me is when I see them do that, it'll be like really quick, but like, whoa, wait a minute. And then I'll slow it down and go in there, and that's how I catch them going by. But you don't much. You catch like she said, you'll see like the trail, the fur, whatever, the hair. It's really quick.
Oh, that's neat. All right.
Time lapse cameras are pretty sweet too. Yeah.
It's come to that time. Thank you for all of you coming to visit me here in community. Remember, if you need any protection medicine bags, you can get a hold of me on Messenger, private message, or my chat room, or you can email me from the email. And if you need anything else or you need to share something, you can share with me private, or you can share with me on my Facebook, Elder Medicine Bear Claw Facebook. And also remember to love yourself, be kind to yourself, and smile. You can always smile at the next person or wave at them and tell them, have a good day. You never know, somebody might need just to hear those words. All right. So, therefore, I'm Elder Medicine Bear Claw. Many blessings. And this is my son, Sangha, aka Biggie, the great outdoors Biggie. Everyone have a good afternoon, evening, and much blessing. Thank you for joining us, joining me and my community here. You all take care of yourself. Many blessings. Love you guys. Have a good day.